Having finished only 5th in the Olympic final, more disappointment here for Canadian fans, the world champions of 2002 and 2003, not even making the final.
Real battle on here. United States, who were very good qualifiers in the opening heats, then 4 of their men rode in the Coxless 4 event in the final as well. 3 of the remaining 4 guys were in the 3rd placed World Championship Coxed 4 last year, and Mike Blomqvist rode for Oxford and Harvard before that, and he's the new man into the boat. But there they've gone straight out into the lead. They're a very strong crew. Volpenheim, who sits there at 7, he's a tremendous oarsman. He was in the World Championship crews that won the gold medal in 97, 98 and 99. He was in the Olympic 8 in 2000, and again in the 8 last year when they won the Olympic title.
Coming towards the end of the first quarter, United States out in front from Russia on the far side, doing pretty well, and underlining, as we've seen right the way through the regatta, Dan, that it's very fair right across the regatta course.
It is indeed. I mean, although there's a bit of a stream, it's right across the course, and Tor Nielsen, who controls the regatta course, has been out every morning at 5 o'clock with bottles of water in each lane, measuring to see if there's any difference in speed, and he's found none. So a fair course, and a tough race. United States out in front, and there was that suspicion of Matt Deacon having an injury to his back. It's not showing here because he's right out there taking those full long strokes. He's not inhibited at all, and they are leading the field.
Russia, their closest pursuers, and the Russians, who haven't been on the medal podium since 1999, finishing behind both Great Britain and the United States in Canada. But there they are, and at the moment going well.
Yeah, going very well indeed, up there, but closest to us, we just saw the tip there of the bows of Italy. Italy had a very slow start, but they've had a very successful World Cup performance, and they're just sitting there in about 4th place, with Great Britain doing very, very well closest to us up there as well. But you can see Italy now beginning to move back. Carlo Monati sitting in the stroke seat there. He was always the stroke of the very good Italian 4s right through the 90s and early turn of the century, and he was absolutely the key man here. Last year he was a stroke of the Italian 8, and here he is bringing them back into the picture. They are there in the hunt for medals.
So Russia just clinging on to 2nd place ahead of Germany, who are really improving at the moment, and all these 6 crews are in with a chance of a medal, but here are the Americans. The Americans with Bo Hoopman in the stroke seat, and then Volpenheim picking up from him. And further back to Dan Beery in the 5 seat and Matt Deakin. Those are the 4 men who were in action in the 4. Finished a disappointing 5th there, but this looks so much better.
They're at 36 strokes a minute, but Germany very much in the hunt here, moving very well, sitting upright in that traditional way that they do row, and in that very, very bright pink boat. But it's United States moving away. They've just begun to move away a little bit. They're still at that very steady 36, 37 strokes a minute, but they are very long, very accurate, and they are moving that boat with a tremendous amount of power.
Peter Tiede there, the very experienced coxswain, 37 years of age now, Peter Tiede. He's tasted success, he's tasted defeat, he knows both sides of the coin. But I must say, the Americans, for me, Dan, they're always impressive. Mike Tatey, 9 times out of 10, he finds the recipe, particularly because he can only bring the crew together quite late in the season.
That's right, but here now comes Italy. Italy really putting on the pressure. They've moved past Germany, and they are winding it up. All from the Agneni Rowing Club. Through the year, every time they performed well, they were allowed as a club crew to move on to the next World Cup. And each time they've scored medals, they've been out there in front, and here they are now in 2nd place, putting tremendous pressure on the United States.
Monati from Leonardo, Dentali, Palmisano, Pinton, Frattini, Monati and Carboncini in the bow. And they are throwing down a serious challenge now to the Americans, about half a length between the 2 crews.
The United States still only at 36 strokes a minute. That's a very, very cool performance from them. You know, usually there's a real blast at 38 all the way over the course, but the United States have been at 35, 36, very steady. Germany up at 38, trying to hang on there, trying to get back on terms with Italy, but Italy now winding it up to 38, 39. United States now beginning to quicken as they move towards the line.
Germany with nothing else to offer on the far side. It's all down to Italy. Italy asking the questions of America, but so far the Americans have got all the answers. Bo Hoopman showing the effort, showing the strain, showing the desire. Just a few strokes to go to the line. Questions asked, and Americans are answering those questions. Here they go, looking to regain the title they last won in 1999, and they're going to do it. The line coming up. The United States take gold. Italy an excellent second. Germany take the bronze, and Britain flashing home and might just have taken fourth place off Poland, with Russia, who were up there early, fading down into sixth place. 119.61, the final quarter for the Americans compared to Italy's 120.25. So the Americans were always holding them.
Great performance from the United States there. There's Brian Volpenheim with the beard. He's used to being up there on the podium. Not a big man, but fantastic power, fantastic racer.